here we are. Everything is done. I'm gonna kind of walk around real quick. So here's what it looks like from the front of the house. It looks a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner. Oops, okay. It's a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner, a little more together. I wanted to kind of give a little bit of elevation to everything. It looked, I just everything was pretty much level with the water. I think this was one block higher, and I did kind of take this dirt just because this wasn't gonna be visible anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. And what was gonna be visible is gonna be sand. As you can see, I have placed torches underneath the terrain to help prevent mob spawning once it's all closed up. That is very important. Last thing you want is for an enderman to take your block and then you fall in. You can see there's a couple of spots where it kind of keeps going off. So the reason for this is I haven't decided how the terrain over here is going to flow, so it's better to just leave it open and leave space to maneuver around and to build later than fill it in now, then have to change it later. Here it is back here as well. You see all this is a layer of sandstone, then a layer of sand, so it just doesn't fall straight to the bottom. I will worry about this here later. That'll come with time, and hopefully a conduit. Hopefully a conduit. Here it is. Here is the landscape all finished and ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to build the cow farms right here. And so I would like to show you the type of cow farm that I'm going to use. I'm not going to do a nice little pen situation like this. I'm just going to build a cow cooker, if you know what that is, or a cow crusher. If not, well, I'm going to show you. We are going to build what is known as a cow crusher in Java Edition. Now, unfortunately, this design does not work in Bedrock Edition, but I am going to show you how I am going to show you how to build it for Bedrock as well. It's just going to be a little bit different, if that makes sense. So we want to build the walls 3 high, and then right here, we actually want a dispenser. And the dispenser, all it's going to do is it's going to dispense water. Put a button on the side of the dispenser, and then up top here, just add a fence post over the top, just like so. And then we're just going to get a cow spawn egg real quick. And so the way this works is that it works with entity cramming. The way entity cramming works is if you get more than 23 mobs in a selected spot, then they just slowly die. And so here you can see that I've got about 23 mobs in the hole there. And then we're just going to grab some wheat so I can demonstrate exactly how this works. Wheat. All you have to do, you can see that's all set up. So all you have to do here is turn the water on. The fence post is to help minimize glitching with them shooting straight up in the air. And also to keep them from bouncing out. And so here I'm just going to spam some wheat. Stop taking the wheat. I'm going to drop down, stop the water. We have 25 in there? 23? I think it's 23, but you have to have it in there. Okay, they are dying. So I'm just going to take these out. and get one more. And you just kind of have to walk around and spam until you get them to eat the wheat. Okay, and you can see there that they're dying, and it prioritizes the adults over the babies. And there we go. And it just feeds into the hopper. Now, like I said before, this does not work on Bedrock Edition, but I am going to show you how to build this on Bedrock Edition. Okay, so the Bedrock Edition one is a little bit bigger, as you can see here. So it works with the same concept. You have a 3 tall chamber here, which is the breeding chamber, which is the exact same chamber there, minus the hopper and the chest there, but with glass on the front. And then there's a 1 block gap right here. All right, right here. You see that is open, and the reason for that is you need a place for babies to shoot down. The babies shoot down on top of this hopper here, and then when they grow up, you activate this dispenser. So I will demonstrate it real quick, and then I'll explain why this isn't the best option. This is the option that you're going to find if you look for a Bedrock cow cooker, but it is not the best option. So water in that bucket, lava in this one, or in that dispenser, and lava in that dispenser. So it comes up again, just like before. We grab another stack of wheat here, and then you stand here and you breed, just like before. Now what happens is they're supposed to shoot out the front right here. I only put like 4 cows in here to minimize accidental. I only put 4 cows in there to minimize accidental entity cramming, but it looks like I still need a few more to make it work. So you kind of just shove a few cows in here. Whenever I would build it this way, I would usually go with about 10. But you get some cows in there, you get the water going, you breed them up like before. See a baby coming out there. And then what happens is they're supposed to flow to the front here, and then you deactivate the dispenser, and they drop down here. You see you got 2 babies down here at the bottom. Basically, whenever they grow up, you fire off this dispenser, and the signs that are there are important. They keep the lava in the 1x1, so you only kill the adult cows. The problem with this is what happens is they get stuck up here, and then they stop coming down, and so you wind up with several cows right there. I've had it happen before to where after I've gone through it and I've just killed all the cows that were in this 1x1 hole, I've gotten like 7 stacks of meat. And so it's just not productive for gameplay, if that makes sense. So I have a different design that I added a little bit of redstone to my friend's design is what happened here. So if you give me a second, I'll build it, then I'll explain exactly how it works. All right, so here it is. This is the physical shape of the farm my friend Kit designed. I added in the redstone because I wanted to make it a little bit more efficient from more or less in the structure that I built it in. So basically the way this here works is you come back here, you flip a lever, which turns off some pistons. The way the redstone is set up, it's holding water back. You see it here, it's holding water back. And then the second you flip this lever, the water flows whenever the pistons drop. The redstone is simple, it's just running into the size of the pistons. Just needs some dust, maybe a repeater. And it makes the cows jump and bob just the same as they did before. Now from here, you just grab your wheat, you come over, and you breed, and make a baby. Baby shoots out here. Now, from here, so my friend Kit found that when using this sort of setup, it works best if you only have 2 cows set up for breeding, and you just do them 1 baby at a time. How you set it up is up to you, but that's just the best way that she found to keep them from not shooting out, like I explained before with that one. Feel free to experiment with it. If you would like to add something automatic, a little bit more automatic like that one, you can drop a couple of hoppers here instead of just plain flooring. Pop in another dispenser right about there. a sign there, a sign at the bottom, and just put lava in that bucket as well. So as far as today goes, this is the one that we are building because this is the most efficient for Java Edition. In my opinion, this is the most efficient for Bedrock Edition, but this is the most common tutorial that you will find on the internet. Now that we are back, there's a couple of things that I'm going to do. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and I'm going to get up a set of armor real fast because I have neglected to do that, and I've had a couple of run-ins with with pillagers, as you can see in my inventory there. So I would like to go ahead and take care of that so it's not a problem anymore. So we've got a set of armor that I'm going to go ahead and just pop on, just some iron armor, because I'm probably going to have to go find a little bit of redstone. I'm hoping that I left some redstone whenever I went and I did when I went and did the mining for the stone at the bottom. I don't remember what I needed a lot of stone for, but I needed it for something. The cobblestone mining anyway. I use it on the roof. The deep slate. I went and mined deep slate for the roof. That's right. I might have found some down there and left it. I don't quite remember. So we're gonna find out really quickly here in just a minute. Meantime, I'm gonna smell a little bit more of this beef. Now that I have some food. I'm gonna go double check, see what I have, see what I don't have. Clean up my inventory just a little bit. Make an iron pickaxe. Go down there with, just in case I did leave some redstone down there. I know I left at least some gold. Past that, I'm not sure. So we're gonna find out. Here we are back down here at the bottom where I was mining out the deep slate, and it appears that I did not leave any or find any redstone while I was down here. So I'm just gonna mine this gold really quickly, and then there's a cave right over here that I did find. So I'm gonna go grab some wood, make sure that I'm all set up, grab some extra coal if I have it, and then hit this cave. All right, here it is. This is the cave that I found whenever I was mining down. As you can see, I'm right here in the middle of my staircase. So I'm just gonna pop this open and hop on in and hope for the best, I think. So an important tip that I have when caving is to help find your way home. I like to place torches on the right side of the cave. The torches along the wall are the ones that'll tell me the correct direction, oops, that I need to head in order to get back to where I came from. I'm not going to highlight the entire caving process, but I will highlight some of it as I go through and find different ores and resources as we go along. So coming back, I've already explored that side. It's mostly just dead ends. I found a little bit of coal, a little bit of iron, but it mostly just dead ends up there. Something else that I forgot to mention is I also like to leave like two torches every time I do like a big drop or something. So like right here, this is my exit out. So I'm gonna leave 2 torches here to signify, oh, this is where I need to go to leave. If at any point I drop a few blocks and I need to know to look up to find my way out, I will also leave 2 torches in that spot, maybe a couple more just to signify, hey, this is where you fell down at. This is where you need to go back up. I hear a lot of skeletons coming from over in this direction. I wonder if maybe there's a dungeon. Oh, it just looks like more cave. said that earlier about I thought I heard a dungeon because there's a lot of skeletons right here. I just naturally found this cobblestone right here, and we do in fact have a dungeon. So what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna very quickly take a quick screenshot of these coordinates because we will use this to our advantage. And bust it open and light it up real quick. Well, that happened. Okay, so it means I've got 5 minutes to get back down there and get my stuff. Okay, skeleton picked up my armor. But luckily, I've got a torch down, so I don't think any more mobs will spawn right here. This is gonna be a mess to kind of clean up here. But we do, in fact, have a dungeon, which is great news. So we got some gunpowder, bones, a golden apple, melon seeds. I don't really need them. More rotten. One gunpowder, some string, which takes care of my bow problem, and some name tags. Something else that I've noticed is that we've gotten a lot more copper than I realized. So another tip I have for whenever you're out and about and you're exploring, one of the best things that you can do is always carry a crafting table with you for several reasons. Not only can you use the crafting table to craft extra tools while you're down there finding things, you can also use it to condense your blocks into a smaller form to make it to where you can carry a little bit more in this game. Here we are. This is exactly what I've been looking for, a nice little drop. Unfortunately, if I drop down there, I'm probably gonna get my butt pushed in. Mobs don't look too bad. There's mostly just a couple of Endermen. But I should, in theory, find some redstone down there. So what I'm gonna do, instead of just dropping down, I'm gonna find hopefully a wall and kind of dig my way down. And there's some redstone right over there. Alright, so it looks like I'm not really gonna get the ability to just jump. Or not really jump, but to staircase my way down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chop off here and spam a couple of torches. Okay, I have my gear. Oh, my boots. And I'm not playing this game. 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 as bad as it could have. But here we are. This is the haul, including the sets of tools that I kept making to go charge in down there and try to get my stuff back. I am missing a chest plate, but that is okay. There's, I don't know, I couldn't find it. But I did grab a little bit of redstone, and now we're good to get some supplies together to build the cow crusher. Now that we've gone and we've gotten our redstone materials and we've gotten pretty much everything I think that we need to build this, it is time to mark out the build itself that's going to go around it and start building up the cow crusher. I'm going to put it over here. I think I'm going to build them within silos. So I want to put at least 2 silos, potentially a third silo, depending on how big these 2 are going to be. But I do know that I want at least 2. And so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to build the silos today. I'm just going to mark out where the size of the silos so I have an idea of what I'm going to build. And then I will build the cow crusher and put the cows in the cow crusher. Now, to make it easier for me on putting cows into the cow crusher, I'm only going to put 2 in there. But I will show you how I get the cows into the cow crusher. Once you've reached this stage of construction of the cow crusher, and by this stage I do mean pretty much everything but the fence post that goes right up here on top. You want to go ahead and build you up a staircase that goes up, and then you want to build a small wall along the backside, just too high like that is perfectly fine. Fill in these gaps so you have a little bit of room to walk. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to use wheat to attract the cows and just get them stuck in there. So I will demonstrate. I grab some wheat and lure them. Then we're just going to grab their attention, walk up to the top. They will come up and they're pretty good about pathfinding, not walking in there. And you want to back up, basically crouch back as far into this corner as you can get, and then just going to walk around them, shove them in. The wall just gives you a nice little thing to do it. It's really difficult without the wall, I've found. And just like before, the cow goes into the hole. And it seems a little bit weird because you would think they would have a larger hitbox. They really don't. They really do just fit into the 1x1 hole. And this works for pretty much any mob that has a 1x1 hitbox. If you want to shove them into a small hole like this is really the best way to do it, is just to put up a wall and just kind of force them in. Sometimes if you get enough of them running up here at the same time, they'll shove themselves in. Anyway, I think that's going to do that for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these cows situated into the farm, and I will see you next time.